This is a joke. The title is 12 emails in 2 days. Oh my goodness me, talk about computer technology, AI. It's here, alright, in UK. Okay, change of circumstance. It means I can't receive a medical delivery of a third-party company. Well, there's 2 companies involved. Well, there's 3 companies involved, actually. NHS Supply Chain Limited. Okay. And DHL Home Delivery Service. Okay, DHL. So, is anyone frustrated with any other similar situation your claimed can only do at 8 AM? Say if you're working, how are you going to get time off work? 8 AM to 5 PM, all day call? No. Either a morning call or an afternoon call. Well, unfortunately, a personal situation means I'm unfortunately no longer able to get the facility and offer a certain personal friend to assist me, to get me up, to facilitate a morning call. The side effects of complexity in one's illnesses now means I can no longer do anything in the mornings for any offer of goods and services. So the counterclaim offer was constantly 12 emails, and we're talking right up to head office in West Yorkshire, UK. NHS Supply Chain, you can just look up who works for them, and it's on linking app. But on the business side, I think it's just deliberate discrimination. And the statute law in UK is known as the Equality Act 2010. It's like a bloody swear word now. And there is a lawful duty. So why should one have to... I'm struggling to talk with a dental infection, immune system really poorly. So yesterday, 6 emails. That was the 23rd of 2018. To seek the one's area. What's happening now? It's all about cutbacks. Not surprised. And it's not efficiency saving. It's all computerized, but there's no human individual at the end of an email. It's automated responses. So there's a human touch to all this. There isn't. So a public servant I've dealt with in the past, when there's been a problem, you could ring up and you might get through to someone, but I know they're usually busy. So I found the email by doing a search online. You don't get provided the information. So the email went off to a particular public servant in a particular department in this particular NHS trust to seek support and solution to this matter, which is not getting resolved. And she came back and made assumption in email comments to provide my private number to an individual I don't know that works for this NHS supply chain that I don't know what a job role is. And when you go on the linking app, there's lots and lots of people, all different parts of the United Kingdom, in different regions. So you don't know who the hell you're blinking talking to, in the sense of an email. So it's the paper trail, so to speak, by email. And I checked yesterday and today, it's about 12 emails. I've never needed to do that before. I've had past every 3 months, there's usually this particular medical supply offer goods and services, and I had a problem like November 2017, and I've had a major problem January 2018 when they subcontract out DHL to an agency staff, just employed 2 men, abused me without ID, and I was about to call the police on them because what happened, and I reported that. So I was hoping this time round, by using the email, the so-called computerized system would be easier. No, it's not easier, because that phone number, again, I didn't get response emails yesterday, so I was trying to have support my friend hold the phone to try and get through. 30 minutes held on an 0800 number. So who's profiting from that 0800 number? It's not free. And only if you get minutes on a landline or your mobile, you might be able to get that number or certain numbers inclusive. There's no consideration for people in similar situation to I. So the extreme lack of consideration, the inconsiderateness in the content and comments is automated, as I said. To get a delivery for this Thursday, offer the date. There's no problem with the date. There is a problem. I.e., as I said, we're going back a week ago, 13th for the 4th, 2018. I booked it online, put all the relevant information required. It's my data. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, my gosh, I've never needed to do it for this particular so-called UK NHS blinking computerised system. They're selling off, and this is how it comes across, and my friend was saying this and all, comes across as selling off bit by bit everything to do with NHS, public services, everything. I mean, there's other subjects too, but I'm just talking about this one today. So I tried calling this head, she, in her job role, she's the head office in West Yorkshire, UK, NHS supplying. She's a customer service manager. She's dealt with her before on the phone in January, and she went well. But the email today, for example, went off to her to let her know the major difficulties I'm having to get a solution, a remedy. And blatantly, unlawfully being refused, you know, by an email. Hi, I'm talking about this extreme 12 emails today. Well, 2 days, 12 emails. Has anybody done that just to get a service or a company? Just absolutely the first blinking time. I don't know how to put this, but it's just, this is just something I had suspicion of, that this crashing of the NHS system is just one example. So anyway, sit to the point. I just wondered, on one of my emails I sent yesterday also to one's area local public servant working the NHS side I've dealt with before, and I said in the email, well, what are those blind people? What are those learning disability people worse off than I? And how will they negotiate with the IT computer system to order what they need? And they're not always got the friends and family about. There's presumption always being made. Now, because I know about contract law and how they work, I found out that the contract with DHL is a delivery company, head office in Milton Keynes, UK. This NHS delivery, they deal with all medical supplies throughout the United Kingdom. The consignment, and when I went on the consignment page and I sussed it out, it's okay for your business, working for a business within the NHS side of things. You can get a time slot that suits your needs because you're paying for that service. But why should that not be any different for those that are trying to access services that are funded via one's area NHS, they call it in UK, and NHS Trust for Goods and Services, Medical Services, home delivery, yeah, in your own home, okay? It should not be, because just because they look at as customers, patients, we have the same lawful rights. Just because they don't work for a corporation, a company, does not give any other individual any less rights, okay? Say I followed the lawful due process and correct words, and I said, right, your direct discrimination is unlawful within the Quality Statute Law 2010. I seek a lawful remedy. Now, these emails, as I said, they were the last one was absolutely directly to the head office of the very key team I dealt with before, because I'm not going to put up with this 3 times, you know, every 3 months I need to order. So, and then have the presumption that, well, I'm well enough to do this, that and the other. I don't know anyone else out there who's got elderly, disabled people, whatever your situation, and you're finding a similar situation. And when they say, oh, this is a new service, more streamlined, no. You get an automated email that I've just done. My friend just done the email, help me do it. at about 5:40 today. So we're now Tuesday, 24th of the 4th, 2018. What a blinking day. And then there's an instant, that's how I know it's computer generated, an instant computer generated response. Well, I've had that situation, not just with the NHS, but another subject I won't go into right now. So I know it's computer generated. So where is the human contact gone? I just find it so... I haven't got words for this today. But like the email came, a good job. I mean, I woke up, but I could not get up and about with certain illnesses one has. So that was about 9:51 a.m. I know some people are out from work, but you might be healthy and fit and might not be my situation, but I am. So there you go. So 2 emails went off to the same individual of response to that email. To make it clear again, we copied in yesterday's email, copy and paste kind of thing. And no response. I went back to the same local NHS public servant, i.e. the one I contacted about this yesterday, 1:50 today in the afternoon, and I got no response. Then I've gone back to the head office at NHS. They call it Supply Chain Limited, but it's not NHS. It's actually Supply Chains Limited Company. It's a contract, they work for the NHS, okay, nationally. And that was about 10 to 1 today. Got no response to that one. And again, copy the email sent in yesterday, so they know what I'm talking about. And then here we go down my page again. Oh gosh. And 2 more emails went off again today. How many emails is that? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Coming up to the next one. That was 2:50 this afternoon. That went to, meant to be an area office, as I said, DHL. Stroke, they word in the letter, in the response to email, it can mislead people that don't realise that these companies are separate. They're not in the NHS. The your area in UK NHS trying to get home delivery service, whatever it may be, they use this consignment company for delivery. It's a private company, a DHL, and oh, gosh, you go on their website and you find they got the award, a national award in UK for being great in delivery. Yes, we're private companies, but we are individuals. We're dealing with AI, artificial intelligence, computerized systems now. And this is my experience today. 12 bloody emails in 2 days. I've never done that. Oh, thank you, True Freeze. How are you? It's just unbelievable, you know. I don't know if anyone else is experiencing this in any other kind of area in life going on nowadays in 2018. But where does one find the strength to keep calm, to be polite, to be assertive, and to... We have to speak up for ourselves, don't we, now? But when we even do it by email, so there's like a paper trail, okay? So 1 email came back today, and I just had to laugh because the wording was so pathetic. It's just like, to save the environment of paper. Oh my gosh. Oh, do you know something, True Freeze? You're absolutely spot on about that. We are not battling with the flesh and blood at all. As I took a break from this today, you know, because what's the point? I wasted all my day yesterday doing this, you know, same thing. So I've had a couple of hours break, watched this particular movie on a subject of what you just talked about. And it was absolutely talking about, well, it's a bit slightly off subject, but it was about the AI, IT system, computer systems, controlling everything of a human life. And then there's an element of it which struck a chord to the spiritual nature. And my goodness me, it was just like, yeah, we're living in trying times. It's not just this subject though, is it? It's like no matter what one does, we can see it all around us, we can feel it all around us. But today, I thought to myself, Okay, so what's wrong with these human individuals? They're doing a job, they're being paid by the public purse, the contracts, the way it works with these various companies and their employees. Perhaps they got thousands of emails. I'm not them, so I'm not in their office, you know. How do I know? They're just twiddling their thumbs and playing computer games, you know. But it's very, I just find it extremely, absolutely just abuses going on. And not just this subject. I saw a post on just now, actually, someone else's, for disabled people in the UK. And the abuse is going on constantly with that. And I thought, if I'm having problems with one thing like this, just to get one thing sorted out, if I could magically walk at 8 o'clock in the morning somehow from my bed, just absolutely impossible. And it's like, when you put just enough information in an email, not all your private information, but just enough to aid the individual at the other end, to assist you to deliver a service, well then, straight away, my contract law knowledge came in, and I just counterclaimed. I just put my conditional acceptance of your offer and my counterclaim offer, and just put it to them. You're in breach of statute law, Equality Act 2010. If you don't rectify the issue, I'll seek a lawful remedy. And that's it. It's gone up to head office now. So nobody messes about with me like that and abuses my God-given rights or anybody's rights. But I've got a point to make. I physically impossible. I have to laugh about this, because 12 emails? I've never in 2 days ever need to do that. It is by design, I know. And I thought, I had that gut feeling, like Two Freeze, right? I had that gut feeling. And it's like, if I could have bloody blinking talked yesterday, right? Because my throat and everything is seizing up again. If I could have talked the way I'd like to have done to do things like today, I've been ill again all day today, unfortunately. So I've had no energy to do anything. Apart from the emails, of course. While I'm resting, you know, my mates just got me up late in the day today, so... And I thought I'd just do a stream about this, because I'm sure I'm not the only one that's experiencing this, you know. And there's an automatic assumption of these men and women in the job capacity role using their computer technology, as I said, AI, and assuming that people in my position can deal with this. Well, my God, I don't know where I got the energy from. And my friends had to help word a couple of things for me, because I've been just so shattered. And I just thought, sorry, I missed that comment. Let me just go back. Can you say who the emails are from? Yeah, let me go. We've got a woman called Cheryl. Through the Dark says, read gospel out loud in all forms. Yeah, absolutely true phrase. Hi, can be right, sorry, I can't pronounce your YouTube name. Can you say who the emails are from, baby? Okay, right. The AI computer system, right, it's, you look it up on the internet, and it's a company, right? Go in company's house. I've done all this before. It's NHS Supply Chain .net. And then you got, it's weird, because when there's an IT produced letter that says our email's changed, this is the company I'm talking about, automated computer generated letter. Back on the 6th of March, I sent it back to the head office in West Yorkshire, to head of the key management department, to seek clarification that it's 0800 number, but all due respect. Yeah, I know, you have to, I'll tell you, I have to laugh about this, have a sense of humour, because otherwise, it just, the stress levels, I'll be bawling by now. I'll just tell you, it's just a bloody ridiculous, you know. So yeah, the NHS in one's area, I'll give you an example also, Hold on. I'm in the dark here. It's gone a bit horrible outside. So, the liability, oh, right, no, it's not a spam because I checked, I've got documentation from before, so that's what I tend to do on the emails. Thanks for that. Yeah, so I usually do things like paperwork, read word in a home out loud as a blessing. Yes, meditation as well was good, absolutely. Well, what I find that all of our personal data has just been messed about with. It's our property. It's our, you know, and for a point of view on health and safety and the training, what gets me pointing all this is there's obviously lack of consideration and equality or disability type training awareness perhaps in these men and women. I'll tell them not to email you again, old-fashioned mail only. Yeah, this is where it comes a bit tricky, and I'm coming from the angle of those similar position to what you just said. Let me just get that comment up again. I could be wrong or could be right. I do like that. I like your handle name on YouTube. It's funny. Yeah, I usually do paper trail, you know, like when I haven't been, I've been so ill for months now. So it's always been by email, just in case I'm rushed to hospital again, God forbid, or end up some bloody state system care home. That's how bad I'm really not too good. So every day's a challenge. And so that's why I now do by email. And what I've been doing is like you use a Word document, you know, you do jump a picture of a sea on the wall there. And I usually do, with my friends' help, the letter attachment by email. But recently, because I've been so ill, quickness was just to get the emails out, because you have to. My name is from a song called Rise. Oh, that's bloody good. Perfect for this world confusion. Oh, bloody heck. Absolutely. So damn right. So that's why I'll give you an example, right? We know about human rights. I mean, they're being squashed, aren't they? And then you've got Article 8 of the human rights. I mean, look what UK is doing. I mean, it's not just UK, is it? It's all over the bloody place. And but there is no obligation for anybody to divulge any information. To communicate is your choice, how you communicate, especially people with complexity in whether you've got an elderly relative or you've got a young child or you're a carer or you're in my position, right? And this is just the point I'm making. And I mean, I didn't go big time on it. I just made an emphasis that they have a lawful duty, no matter what company employ you. They can't hide behind a computer screen, you know, and use automated AI systems. Oh, gosh, it's so frustrating because I've got documents in front of me. I've dealt with certain... Absolutely, yeah, it is a major division because this is just one issue. This is one simple thing that could be sorted out with a matter of a day or two. And they strung it out over blinking, 12 emails in 2 bloody days? That's never happened. You know, and it's like constant automated refusal to offer an afternoon slot. So, okay, let's just say if you order goods online, say whatever company, Amazon, whatever, the loads of them on there. We see ones behind the screen. Yeah, you soon suss out what these people, do they only care about themselves and their jobs? And don't have compassion left in their human nature when they're doing their job, and making it sure there's capacity to have a computer program or a slot on their computer screen. So there is a drop down section where it says for disabled people that might need these lawful reasonable adjustments. So briefly what that could be, because not everyone's the same. Everyone's situation is different. Not everyone fits in the tick box. It's like a computer tick box exercise. So I reckon to be a civil servant these days, you have to pass a psychopath. That's hilarious. That's so funny. Oh, you made me laugh today, I tell you. Thanks for that. I needed that laugh. Yeah, you really seriously do need to be a psychopath test. Oh my gosh, it is so hilarious. It's true though. Oh, absolutely. I mean, come on, you know. If the emails are private, so I won't show them. But by just reading the basic emails, and if you don't jump on it and the contents and the comments and correct them, they're going to assume it's okay to be a psychopath mentality in the comments and words. You're so damn right. And now we're also dealing with private companies, don't forget. So you've got the national orders, you know, consignment orders being made by these so-called public funded, by the way, NHS, well, wherever you are around the country, UK. And it definitely comes across as selling it off, like bringing in the privatisation, like in Obamacare in America, wherever else that might be happening. And hold on, I know about certain things, and this is what I'm experiencing the past few days. So it just clicked this afternoon, my mate said. Empathy is a disease that affects society. Yeah, I know. Do you know something? There is a definitely divide, because I was talking to somebody yesterday when I have to have a good day to be out, just to get a couple of things I needed, and I had a half a good day yesterday. And she was saying to me, this woman I know off, and similar, she works in care industry, okay, and she was so tired, and I saw a change in her behaviour, and she's got empathy, by the way. She really is a nice caring lady, you can tell by that. But she said she's working to the bone, doing night shifts in a care home, yeah. And they've been, I don't know if it's just her work or it's happening all over, but she's been squeezed to the bone. And she said, yeah, it's these hours killing me, you know. And I don't know whether it's just a care industry or could be happening in different areas or people's work. Anyone that being seen truth will be saved, I suspect. Yeah, do you know something, Truth Phrase? Do you know, I've seen a couple of channels, right, and websites with similar information of what you're saying, and the people I've seen compassion and empathy in have nothing. Okay, they have nothing. They seem to be clued up, they seem to be aware, and it's sometimes in conversations, the rare conversations, the people that don't know certain subjects you might know about, and I've come across that recent, and people seem to be, they sense something's happening, whatever subject could be, whatever it might be. And then, like today, you know, obviously I know certain things happening in my area in other subjects, but I won't go in on that right now. But for my situation, hold on, my mate today saw my car park area I live dead empty. There's never been like that. Where's everybody disappeared to? Where's the cars gone? There's usually certain cars about in a car park in the day, and there's nothing. And I thought, oh my God, is there been like a pole shift already happen? Seriously though, it was eerie. And then it's just like something is in the air. It's not just this subject, and it's frustrating. I bet you I will get an end remedy to it. I just need to get my house stable, but I can't see this computer system, the AI, getting any better. The technology is not there to aid us. It just really is not. For example, this is a brand new phone, right? I can't get the G Plus app to work on it. I downloaded it, set it all the settings up, everything's fine, And I don't know what they've done. It works on my old phone. That's 3 years old. But this brand new technology and this so-called smart technology, nah, I'm sorry. I'm just not into it. Sit to my computer any day. But I don't go into the apps on that so much. Because it just takes forever for me. But it's frustrating. Why can't there be a human consciousness of, okay, this is how we need to forward thinking. I work in this head of department for these companies, whether it's public or private funded. This is how we need to aid people to interact with us correctly and lawfully to offer goods and services. Simple, one would have thought. So heads of management, heads of directors, if you're listening and you're part of these companies I mentioned on the stream, get your thinking cap on, because if I'm the only voice out there raising this issue, unless it's not already happened or you're just covering it up for PR purposes, so your corporation looks lovely to the public eye and to the mainstream media, well, it's not, because you're discriminating against, perhaps I'm the only one, who knows, I bet there's a lot more that don't know how to take them on. So all I've done is 12 emails just to get a simple medical delivery this week, and it's been impossible. Yeah, the test game of life, let me just read that again, hold on. I think the test game of life is to see whether you will capture it, even if I said that right, under extreme pressure. If you stay on the straight and narrow, you'll win the game. It's like Batman. Oh yeah, like PR lies, absolutely true phrase. Oh, it's so damn true. So do you know something? Years ago when I worked in I trained in media, press and PR, and I've set up another channel actually to go into that, but I haven't done much about it because I've not been too well. And I was going to go into my former life as able-bodied, mixing with a lot of media and all sorts of people over the years, and how the old school way of doing things was better. And not great, but it was more of a human contact, and I got to know all sorts over the years. But now, compared to now, you know, it's like, hello, it's like Matrix. It's like a matrix. We are in a matrix system, isn't it, of our souls, of our minds, you know, of life. And yeah, so I think God-given rights and basic self-explanation, absolutely true phrase, absolutely, because it's like you got the agendas of certain connected, I ain't gonna say publicly, so don't go stabbing the NHS drone. That's so funny. Oh my God, oh gosh, absolutely. That will be the next thing, won't it? You'll get delivery by a drone. Absolutely, I didn't think of that. Do you know, that could be going that way anytime soon. Watch the space. My gosh. So, oh my gosh. Don't, you're putting chills up my spine now. Just think, that's what they're trying to do. And then the NHS paper pusher. Yeah, true. But also, don't forget, they could come up with that idea. Oh, instead of using cut down funding, cut the cost of the public purse and push the agenda, the PR, like they do with Amazon. Some of these are going to do deliveries with drones to your doors. NHS be damned. NSA, yeah, damn right. Like MI6, MI5 UK, or whatever, the bloody secrets, what they call it. I can't remember what they're called in UK. Oh, National Health Service, but don't get me wrong. I don't knock it when it's meant to be there to effectively help people, like my mum, bless her heart. She's in hospital at the moment. She's an older lady now, bless her heart. But you think about it, this is why we learn natural remedies. And if I was in a position to get my own certain goods, Bloody agents or devil folk. Oh my goodness me. Absolutely. Absolutely true, Freeze. If I was in position to go out and get my certain medical supplies myself and pay for it myself, I'll be blinking well doing that by now. Stuff these companies, don't give a monkeys, and being self-sufficient. And you think about the old days where doing things, where, you know, before the NHS happened, you know, and my mate saw a programme, she said about it earlier, doing some history about the NHS back in the 1940s, something, before it existed, and now claiming all this modern technology. And then I saw at the weekend, it was lovely, beautiful 2 hours by when it was so-called nice weather, seeing the ducks in the park, and I did a stream of that. And you see the little ducks, me talking on one of my streams, the ducks by the river. And I saw these doctors off duty. And then yesterday I saw a bunch of them. They leave, they are contracted from abroad. I don't know how much this costs the NHS, in this local hospital in one's area, and they're only doing daytime work. And yet the weekend they've got time off. It's no wonder people are stuck in the bloody corridors and the beds and blood blocking, because where are the real, I'm not discriminatory, but I'll tell you, but nationalities, but where are these men and women, the doctors that used to be the system and worked effectively? And my mate heard in mainstream media today, locally, that they are putting people on mixed wards again. What's the risk of that? Well, you've got dementia patients with mixed wards, with blokes as well. Anything, God forbid, anything could happen. My goodness, that was a shock and all. So yeah, we're in challenging times, you're right, True Freeze. And I'll get a remedy eventually. I'm just going to switch off from it now. I've done my bit. There's a paper trail, i.e. emails. 12 of them. Number 12. Add 2, 1, 3. 3. Oh gosh. So yeah, as long as I keep a journal, paper journal as well. So not just online in case the internet crashes, you never know. And right, I might not be able to read my writing, but it's a stream, a lack of consideration, a human contact, a human individuals that have compassion, that have that just gives the monkeys, you know, gives a damn about things in their job role, and are they only thinking about the pay packet, trying to survive themselves, trying to keep a roof over their head, doing what the boss tells them. Oh, I'm just doing my job. Well, it's not really going to be doing their job, but they've got no compassion or heart about what they're doing, and they're just thinking about their own situation. That's not the way to go, I would have thought. Humanity's sake, at least, you know, not just for this type of service. It just goes on to generally in life, doesn't it? So, unfortunately, you made me laugh your comments today. Thanks for that. There's a bit of a humour to it as well, and frustrating, but you look at the way the system is, though, on this particular one, any subject today, how the contract is outsourced. Everything seems to be outsourced into these profit-making corporations, and it's happening around the world, I know. But come on, I've never experienced this with this particular subject on a particular, only a simple item, you know, simple items, important items, but simple items, and then suddenly the business side of it all is more important than the human contact and making sure people in my situation have their lawful God-given rights upheld. And then, God forbid, as I said earlier, what are these people, say if a couple got learning disabilities and don't know how to word certain things of an email, let alone use technology? Yeah, you might have a phone number, but then that phone number, right, the 0800 number, press 1 to call for such and such department. You ever had that? Press 2 for such and such a department. 30 minutes yesterday I was on that bloody phone. Press this number, press that number. You don't get through to an individual. You end up getting through to another computer. Oh my gosh, I couldn't believe it. 30 minutes you held on this phone of an 0800 number, and after you press all these bloody buttons, and then you still get put through to a computer voice. can't win. Well, it's not about winning, but you can't bloody well get, as I said, a human individual at the end of the day. So, you know, I mean, I said in an email, for example, if I have this dental operation, I can't bloody speak anyway. So one of my emails yesterday, I literally was not able to do, like I am talking, trying to now. And particular public servant. And do you know what she went and done? She went, she says, instead of offering me a remedy, she's a source, employee, public servant source, locally in my area. And her, in job role, that department contracts out, source, these particular medical goods and services to this company, the head office in Yorkshire. But they have area offices scattered throughout the UK, depending where you live. So you don't really know who you're meant to contact. Well, I've got now find out, obviously. And then that company outsource those medical supplies to DHL, delivery company, and then it's called another name, home delivery service. But their emails are misleading people that are trying to use these services. The way it's absolutely worded. And at the bottom, it can mislead people thinking, oh, you're just dealing with DHL, but you're not. You're dealing with another company first. And then there's like 3 companies in together. So it gets bloody complicated, but you need to break it down once you do. But then again, don't forget, these couples are set with complexity and disabilities and illnesses, whatever. They wouldn't know what the hell, who to contact. They have made nothing accessible, or the terminology in the words and the emails at all. Yeah, people will only dispute to receive PIT, which can be used to pay for support work. That says social worker. Well, absolutely, that would be 100%, in my opinion, correct. I would like to think, but it's not happening in my reality. For example, when I had, well, I've been ill, all this dental thing going on really bad for 4 months now, and I found out what's behind it. Anyway, I won't go into that right now. So I was offered this care assessment, but if I couldn't talk and I've had all this immune system problems going on, personal health, and I couldn't offer to meet certain public servants in certain areas, do you know what I found out Monday evening? I'll just come out the car park area and the street around the corner. I'll talk about in hand with each other. I saw a social worker. I didn't know of her, but I know what department she works for in the public sector, a new public building opposite. It cost public 100 million quid. And they sold it off to private companies. Goes on, doesn't it? That's another story another day. And then I saw her with this so-called, meant to be called an independent, like you said, support worker, but no, it's called an advocacy service, right? That's meant to be the word independent. So I checked it out, as I do beforehand. Company's house, no. This particular Voice Ability national company, area offices throughout the country, and the contract is, it's called procurement contract with the public sector services called county councils in adult care or social care. They are contracted, Voice Ability Limited. The terminology, the way the contracts work, I couldn't believe what I read. And so the alleged words and emails of Voice Ability men or women advocates would claim, oh, we're independent of the council, like if it's a care assessment, the new system, the way they do things now for different types of people and situations, right? So I went back, the last email, I said, well, I'm sorry, I'm so ill, I can't do anything until I've done this and the other first. And that's like I called a service manager in one's area. Then I questioned the fact that this particular advocate, is she actually independent or is she paid? Because I found out a procurement page with County Council that this particular one's area, this Voice Ability Limited, is a company, and it showed how much each advocate's being paid per year, 26 grand a year. The basic standard wage for claimed to be independent advocate was 16 grand. There was no independence at all. They're paid by the public purse, public servants. They are sided. And that time yesterday, is it yesterday? 2 days ago. I can't remember where I am now. It must have been yesterday. It's Tuesday, innit? I told you not with it. And I saw this very female advocate walking side by side with a social worker at 5:30, getting a lift home. What? Could be innocent, don't get me wrong, it's their business, but you're meant to be independent and representing the individual man or woman or family as an advocate to facilitate things. Yeah, absolutely damn right. So when I sussed out that the bankrupt council across the road, the 2nd of February this year, and that's when I started questioning about the independency of it all. If you want to come into my own, you know, I need to record for my own purposes, voice only, audio of any meetings, my bloody own, yeah? Not trusting anybody, not saying I don't trust anyone, but just cover myself and them. So this public servant said, no problem, email. But then she got really arsey and moany, disrespectfully, no disrespect by using that word, arsey, but she just really was in the terminology, in the words. And all due respect, unless you go and see, in their eyes, public servants' eyes, another public servant in the medical side to get a diagnosis of illnesses, they ain't going to believe you. Well, stuff it. It's my business. No obligation to do anything anybody tells me to. I will choose the offer, goods and services. So, unfortunately, when I wanted to find out, when the mainstream media was all over the news about the place across the road, and now the building's been sold, so they put hold on new contracts. And new contracts meant, if say one ends up in hospital, God forbid again, and you're stuck on a bloody hospital bed because there's no care services, which is going on all over the place, and there's no public servants, they can't get enough social workers to do their own. It's all changed, everything. There's not any factual, practical information on these particular websites, especially when you're doing public servants, i.e. the Kerner Council side of things, for example. They got about 12 different departments and nobody knows what they're doing. Nobody knows what each individual's meant to be doing because they're so messed up. So my mate was looking on the website to find out, well, what department's now doing what and who's meant to be doing what and who's head of what. So the only way one could find out was going to company's house or any company check to find out who's a director, which I did find out eventually. So I did the email to a certain director and the letter to particular, it's claimed to be departments, but they're not. And in the public eye, it's actually, yeah, we're a department of such and such, but they're not. They're set up as independent companies, small ones, but in a bigger organisation as a public funded company. It gets complicated. But when you suss out the basics, you know eventually who you're meant to be dealing with. And nobody out there, the public servant-wise, is informing the public of this information. We have to source it out ourselves. And when you're damn well ill, like I've been trying to do today with this other matter, it's absolutely a bloody nightmare. So, by sticking to emails, I found, okay, when you're ill in bed, you can just get up an email and just hope you get a remedy. But obviously, I've got no remedy for this particular matter today at the moment. But then you're dealing with, like you just said earlier, it's not just public sector services, is it now? We're talking about anything in life, like you just said a minute ago, about Amazon, you know, all the AI, the technology out there. So, point being is, at the end of the day, I'm going to keep it short now because I need to rest, is that, yes, I'm peeved off by the lack of a human individual to act lawfully and honourably and have a conscience at least. No, we're dealing with a computer systems that is automated and Sadly, I'd like to think there's more humanity about with individuals. There are. For you guys are checking in. Thank you very much. I hope you're doing well yourself. And for anyone that's got a conscience out there in their job role, especially in public services nowadays, the way it's going, to look at anyone, gosh forbid, if their relatives end up getting ill or disabilities, you know, they might have support network around them, but don't forget, you've got a lot of people out there that don't have support network, and they're finding the maze of everything, the maze of the confusion of so many situations in their lives are getting difficult. And like you just said, true phrase about the spirituality of it, absolutely right, because even though certain people might not be aware of certain subjects, there also are in their gut feeling sense something isn't right. And especially when my friend says to me today, right, she says, where's all the cars gone in the car park? Couldn't see nobody. Damn psychopaths everywhere. It's getting bloody worse. And it's a fantastic Karen to speak today. I mean that. You're absolutely right. It's absolutely they're done to it. They're so dumbed down. Don't you sense that? Do you see people go around with their blinking phones in their hands all day? Why don't they look up, say hello when you're passing by? What's wrong with the bloody world? Is it with all the chemical, the weather, the food? There's so many subjects out there, isn't there, that we start to know about. And it's like, yes, absolutely right, true phrase, what you said earlier. Because of this chaos, because of this messed up world we're living in, and it's no surprising that I'm not getting anywhere like today, or 2 days now. And, well, other stuff's going on for over a year. I've had no wet room repair for a year. Well, no bloody shower for a bloody year. No, I don't stink, by the way. I have to add that one in. But that's unlawful. This company I went from, housing, they're getting all the rent paid, profit, you know. Absolutely. And I tell you, I've not done any subject for a long time on this wet room because I just had enough of it. I've had a whole year of it. I got the door replaced, thank gosh. But the disaster in this unsafe conditions. And the thing is, the way the private companies work with public funded companies are all merged in together. And they call it partnership working. And I had this conversation the other day with somebody, and I said, are you aware of these buzzwords, partnership working, what that means? And he said, no. I said, okay, well, just before you sign anything or agree anything verbally on phone or email, just go and do a check on the background and who's the director of these particular services or claim to be from a particular private public funded company, and follow the monetary, you know, the monetary system, the paper trail. Who's funding what? Absolutely killing us off. You're absolutely spot on. That's a good way to end the stream. Absolutely. You could be right, you could be wrong. You got it spot on today. And absolutely. Let me just get that up because I'll just reread that for anybody else listening later on. Working in partnership to kill us all off. Well, all I'm going to say, allegedly, big pharma industry, GMO foods. My goodness me, we waken minds and souls and spiritual entities out there. We all know about what's going on. And there's a lot of us, a lot of people, unfortunately, I've got family members that are still not. And my grandchildren are still frustrating. I can't do nothing about that. I've done what I can, and I just got to concentrate on not being selfish, but my own little thing, only little situation. But it's a big situation, really. But my goodness me, all I can say is big thumbs up to every one of you out there that are clued up, but you're doing your own little thing in your own way, and you have got family friends that are waking up, then you're damn absolutely lucky. Because I wish to goodness that a lot of my blood family members, for example, There's a video I saw somebody made the other day, and he was absolutely right. He says, I can count how many real friends could you count on one hand that would really be there for you if the shite hits the fan, excuse my expression. And he says, I couldn't count on my actual blood DNA family because they're still like sheep in their mindsets. It's not their fault. It's just the system, the way they're programmed still. They're dumbed down, absolutely. And, you know, I don't know how anybody can rest, because I don't know if like sometimes you have to switch your mind off to know what you know. Otherwise your mind will just explode. Oh my gosh. Countries UK, look at the population. Yeah, it's called now. I could be wrong, I could be right. Okay, if you don't know about, I found it, well, I did some research a while ago now. Agenda 2030, it's been called Agenda 2045. And what I saw and found out, I ain't going to go public about this myself, but I'll let you guys figure it out. I did one short video, I think, a while ago on that. And I reshared it a while ago. And yeah, it is what you said about earlier about the AI. It's more than that. And I'm not in conspiracy theories at all. I've definitely been down too many rabbit holes for that, I tell you. But no, it's Agenda 2045. Now, if you see my streams with the sun, when I've caught that sun, well, just go and check a couple of the recent streams I've done about the weather. That's all I'm going to say, and listen to what I say about it. Because when you see this with your own eyes, and then things are all the other subjects, like, for example, today, what's going on with me, then you just look around. And then I saw these people sitting with their phones in their hands, thinking it's a lovely day. Knowing what I know, what they're breathing in. Yeah, absolutely, spiritually does. 75 depop has UK by 2025, so enjoy things while you can. Do you know something? That is what one of the videos I saw interlinked with the subject I saw, and they were doing a survey of these people saying, what would you do? This is the last day on earth. And do you know what a couple of these females were saying on the video? They were saying, oh, I think I have a baby. Oh, bless them. If it's the last day on earth, why would you have a baby knowing that baby would die? Oh, gosh, you know? And I can't remember the video now I saw, but it was something of subject. I don't know how I found it, but I can't remember what it is now, so I can't share the link. But it's right. We all are. Absolutely. And I do believe, my opinion, we're on a spiritual awakening, if nothing else. Conscious awakening, you know, consciously in things. And like that's, I suppose, part of the stream really behind it is also alert people who may not be awakened that there's 12 blinking emails, which I've never needed to do before in my blinking life. And like this, with just one service, offer service in my situation. And yes, I do natural remedies, natural health and all that stuff on top. And that's so damn important, because Big Pharma is not there to help us. You know, the mainstream side of things is not there to help us at all. Oh yeah, get your stuff in order and get through the narrow gate. Absolutely. Thumbs up. Thumbs up, everyone out there. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for joining. So we'll get a remedy. We'll get a solution. We'll find our ways in life, or our own little way of doing things eventually. It is extremely, extremely frustrating, but time's getting on for me. Take care, and yeah, anyone out there going through similar, I just said, go back to originally start the stream. My conditional acceptance of offers, my counterclaim offer for your corporation's employees to get your finger out and do things honourably and lawfully, and stop relying on your AI computer systems putting people in pigeonholes they don't fit, because we are just as equal as you in your job role, but just other limitations, illnesses. You need to make the lawful reasonable adjustments. So NHS supply chain limited, DHL limited, and anything NHS, think again, anyone out there, double check who you're dealing with if you're lucky enough to get support. Public services and private is all merging together. Be careful how your data is shared, and as the comments today in the stream and you played back this video will say, so absolutely right. Get right within yourself, whatever situation you might be going through. And it doesn't hurt to be nice and kind and courteous and thoughtful. You know, you can't always be like that with people you come across, because the way the world is now. But God bless everybody. Thanks for checking in. And there's a lot of stuff going on today, isn't there? Anyway, my comments is there'd be it. What was it? Tomorrow's another day. Can't do anything about the past. Can only do with the present. Can't worry about the future. It's not happened yet. Can only deal with the consciousness and the spirituality of being aware. So God bless, and it's been great chatting to you and having a laugh with you today. Take care. Thank you. Bye.